R/2X chromosomes. Illustriascree6692 says. Update, discovering on the day of one of my best friend's engagement that she doesn't see as an integral part of her life. I did have a conversation with my former close friend, so weird to write this, and it went okay. She acknowledged there was an oversight regarding her surprise engagement and admitted she should have made more effort to include me. While she expressed remorse, I'm not sure she fully grasped the extent of the hurt until I reached out. She mentioned that she should have communicated with her fiancé about my involvement, but the details of the surprise she was aware of, meaning he had a list of names, etc. The item he wore during the engagement was meticulously detailed and required a significant amount of time to create. The fact that my name was omitted from it seemed deliberate and added to the overall sense of exclusion. We all understand how relationships operate are filled with conversations and pillow talk. If he truly believed I was important to her, and if she had emphasized my significance, my name would have undoubtedly been included on the item. Something so egregious cannot simply be dismissed as an oversight. I did ask her if I had done something wrong, and she confirmed that I hadn't. So, I simply don't understand all of this. My name was conspicuously absent from the item that was clearly signified for people she loved and cared for, even including a name from someone who hadn't been good to her. The planning for the event involved others, including now another former close friend who didn't share any details with me. This, coupled with the deliberate exclusion, has shattered my faith and trust in many people. The other now former close friend who knew about the surprise and didn't inform me did not address my feelings when I expressed them. It was a revelation of her true colors. I want to clarify that my former close friend wasn't a user. I highlighted the examples in the other post to emphasize that I was a good friend, as actions speak louder than words. I wouldn't have felt this terrible unable to sleep and crying on and off if she weren't someone I loved and you loved me in return. While she seemed genuinely understanding about my feelings, it doesn't excuse the issue. Despite being informed that I would be part of the wedding, I've decided not to attend or be a bridesmaid. I can't shake the feeling that I'm an afterthought and unimportant. My self-worth took a hit and prompted me to reevaluate my overall standing and status in life. Despite the hurt, I'm genuinely happy for her and wish her only the best. While she did suggest we connect and celebrate, it comes across more as an attempt to soothe the situation. Missing out on one of the biggest events of her life has left me feeling deeply hurt. No post-event invitation or get-together can truly compensate for the emotional pain I'm experiencing. Being in her wedding would feel disingenuous to me, and I don't want to feel like a second thought in the life of someone I've nurtured for many years. Thank you all for the words of encouragement. I will follow your advice and invest in self-care. We all live and learn. Hugs. Ita, any advice or tips you could provide on navigating friendship breakups would be greatly appreciated. Vegetable Cod 2340 says. I handle friendship breakup just like romantic ones. Regardless of the type of relationship it is, when it's over I want to kind of put it in a box and pack it away. So I always write them a letter wherein I detailed all the issues and hurt I experienced, and any time I felt ignored, lied to, etc. I save the letter, and whenever I get sentimental, or they contact me, I can review it, and remember why they're an ex. PS. You're not wrong. Despite what she said, her fiancé definitely doesn't think you're one of the important people in her life, and he got that idea from somewhere. I'm very tempted to believe she's just making excuses for being caught out. It is possible the other close friend was the one responsible for keeping you out. Were they the friend in on the surprise? Illustriascree6692 says. The other former close friend was actually part of the planning committee. I discovered this through social media and in conversation with my former engaged close friend. When I reached out to her and shared my feelings, I was taken aback by her response. While she wasn't overtly rude, it felt like she had a nonchalant attitude, as if to say, oh well. This surprised me, considering that if the roles were reversed, she would have been devastated. The event had been meticulously planned, and my former engaged close friend mentioned to me during our convo that she informed her fiancé about the guests she wanted. I had to conduct my own investigation to uncover details, and it felt rather secretive. I do want to share that people did fly out for this event. Meaning tickets were purchased way in advance, and details were known way in advance. I don't necessarily believe there was malicious intent, but it's evident that my former close friend lacked love and appreciation towards me, allowing her fiancé to perceive me as not significant. Additionally, my other close friend chose to hide the events from me and didn't show genuine concern by reaching out to check if I was okay. Regardless of how my former close friend feels, this situation seems irreparable. While she did suggest we connect and celebrate, it comes across more as an attempt to soothe the situation. Missing out on one of the biggest events of her life has left me feeling deeply hurt. No post-event invitation or get-together can truly compensate for the emotional pain I'm experiencing. The sense of being excluded has left me shattered, humiliated, and feeling betrayed, not just by her, but also by someone I thought was a true and loyal friend. Even if I were to be part of the wedding now, it wouldn't carry the same significance, as the initial special event was overlooked. It's almost as if people would be asking, who is this? Lolita, for those who are confused, here's what I've gathered so far. It was a surprise engagement orchestrated by a group of friends, including the other close mutual friend we discussed earlier. If there was an oversight, there were people who could have raised concerns, but it didn't happen. The bride-to-be was aware of the surprise proposal beforehand. She mentioned it to me, and her now fiancé, back when he was just her boyfriend, planned it with the help of others. That's why he knew who to invite, and whose names should be on sentimental items. She later admitted, I should have made it more known that you should have been there. My question is, how can someone you're about to marry need a reminder of my existence when I've known you longer than him and the others on the guest list? It only shows me and others that I'm not someone she mentions to him or tells him how much I mean to her and what we've been through together. Vegetable Cod 2340 says, that's all fair. It does seem like they're trying to placate you. I'd also recommend not getting them a gift. Just decline the invitation and move on. R/2X chromosomes. Katsuri Bulls says, I was a victim of attempted arson tonight. And I can't feel anything but rage. Two unknown men broke into my apartment building and knocked on my front door. They tried to open the door when I didn't respond. Luckily, I'm in the habit of locking my door at all times. They poured lighter fluid through a crack in the doorway and set it on fire. I was able to extinguish the flames quickly enough that damage was minimal and I didn't get hurt. My lights were visibly on, and I was just going about my much-desired hermetic life before they showed on my doorstep to remind me that nowhere is safe. I'm livid. Infamous Smile 386 says, what the heck? Do you have enemies? Katsuri Bulls says, I live in a small apartment building managed by slumlords. The building is located in a rough neighborhood, and the residents here are primarily heavy drug users. Break-ins are common, and it sees a lot of sketchy traffic. I can't afford to move out for the time being because of insane rental prices in my area. I've been sleeping on a relative's couch for months because my apartment is a series of health and safety code violations. Despite not being home for weeks, I just stopped in to pack up some belongings to bring back where I've actually been living. Cinecole24 says, shit. Possibly trying to get you out of the house so they can loot it. I live in a horrible neighborhood too, so many home invasions. Rakinticus says, that's so scary. I'm glad you're physically okay. Lee4527 says, this is extremely terrifying. I sincerely hope you called police and reported this. Glad you are okay. Katsuri Maze Bulls says, thank you, yes, I did. Unfortunately, there's no cameras in my building, so I'm going to have to rely on police to, hopefully, canvass the neighborhood for possible surveillance footage. The cop I spoke to implied there's a good chance whoever did it won't get caught because I never actually saw them, so I couldn't even give a description other than two men laughing psychotically outside my door as they lit a fire. Lee4527 says, you still did the right thing making a report. If these people do this again, maybe they can link your case to others' cases and catch the guys that way. Hadroctony says, JHC. So glad you were able to handle it and remain unharmed. Parlabaking81 says, Jesus Christ, WTF, glad you are safe. Sapphirus says, Jesus God Almighty, that's horrible. So glad you were not physically hurt. Texas 130 Ab says, hope you can find a safe and secure place. Be safe. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.